What's going on, you guys? This is Aaron from Departures Capital, and welcome to the video. In this video, we're talking about an exciting new company to the channel, and that company is called Jericho Energy Ventures. Now, Jericho Energy Ventures is a company that envisions a transition towards affordable, accessible, and resilient clean energy with the ability to identify and scale advantage technologies with strategic partners. So it's an interesting company. It's an innovative company, and we're going to be talking all about it. Simply just introducing the company to you guys in the form of an overview video. We're going to quickly go over the stock chart along with a really interesting article that summarizes the key points when it comes to the company. Obviously, opening it up for you guys to check it out if you are interested, to do your own research and due diligence, and to always remember that this is a sponsored video. This video was sponsored by a third party on behalf of Jericho Energy Ventures. For full disclosure details, check the description down below, along with thoroughly reading our disclaimer and always remembering that this video is not financial advice. These stocks tend to be highly volatile, so please be careful. With that being said, guys, I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you enjoy the company, and let's get straight into it. The last thing I will say before we do that, though, of course, is don't forget to smash that like button. It takes just 1 second every time, and it helps my videos so very much in the algorithm, along with hitting that subscribe button and the bell for notifications on future videos, new and exciting companies, and all of that that Departures Capital brings to you guys. So let's get into this. Jericho Energy Ventures is traded on the TSX Venture under ticker symbol JEV. You can see it's got $179 million market cap, almost $200 million market cap, and it trades for $1 flat as of the close on Friday, March the 19th, 2021. So let's see how it's done over the past 3 months. So Jericho Energy Ventures has been on a nice steady climb, and it's a fair size company now. Like I said, almost at $200 million. And it seems to have started to consolidate right around $1. So we'll see where it goes from here. But let's get into an interesting article, which you can find in the description down below if you want to check this article out a little bit more. It's from the energysectorreport.com. So we're going to talk all about the company via this article. So hydrogen could decarbonize our energy needs and unlock a potential $11 trillion market. First to market, Jericho Energy Ventures zero-emission hydrogen boiler could transform the roughly $30 billion global commercial and industrial heating industry. Many of you know the world wants to transition to net zero carbon emissions. In fact, around 189 countries seem to have adopted the Paris Climate Accord to assist. 4 of the world's largest economies appear to have announced net zero carbon emissions targets, coupled with some of the world's top companies looking to get involved, such as General Motors, DuPont, JP Morgan, Dow, Union Pacific, Shell, Microsoft, JetBlue, and Walmart. Also, about 30 global financial institutions representing roughly $5 trillion in assets formed the Net Zero Asset Owner Alliance, aligning profits with the Paris Agreement. BlackRock, the largest asset manager globally, alongside other global funds holding about $18 trillion in assets, also seems to have announced capital reallocation towards sustainable and purposeful investments. These all could be powerful catalyst for hydrogen power moving forward. So part of the current problem, the traditional water heating, steam generation, and CPC combined heat and power market have been powered by fossil fuels for approximately 100 years and producing harmful carbon dioxide or CO2, nitrogen oxide, and sulfur dioxide emissions in the process. Globally, roughly 85% of all industrial boilers emit harmful greenhouse gases, and critically, around 37% of all fossil fuels utilized in the US industry today are burned to produce steam, with all the major industrial energy users devoting significant portions of their fossil fuel consumption to steam production. So as we know, there's a big push to go green, carbon neutral, and that's, one interesting thing about the company. And the stock has done well so far over the last, even the last 6 months. It does have a 52-week range of 8 cents to $1.22. So that's pretty interesting. So now let's take a look at the top 10 reasons to consider Jericho Energy Ventures. So number 1, hydrogen is one of the most abundant and simple elements on Earth. Number 2, hydrogen appears to be a clean-burning, zero-emission fuel for storing and releasing energy. Number 3, hydrogen could have a large and growing addressable market. In fact, about 85% of energy-related greenhouse gases could be decarbonized. Goldman Sachs Carbonics, the rise of clean hydrogen. Number 4, hydrogen could make up about 18% to 24% of final global energy demand by 2050. Hydrogen could be worth up to approximately $11 trillion with direct and indirect infrastructure spend. Bank of America Merrill Lynch Hydrogen Premier, September 2020. Number 6, hydrogen could have the total addressable market of about 2.5 trillion by 2050. Bank of America Merrill Lynch Hydrogen Premier, September 2020. Goldman Sachs once referred to the hydrogen space as once in a lifetime, believing its addressable market could be approximately 12 trillion in 30 years. Analysts at Bank of America claim that the industry could be worth roughly 11 trillion by 2050. Jericho Energy Ventures claims that its patented zero emissions dynamic combustion chamber boiler system could help decarbonize the approximately $30 billion global commercial and industrial heating industry. And finally, according to market research, the C&I market for boilers may grow between 5 to 7% over the next 7 years, with low and zero carbon solutions expected to outpace commercial markets for heat or hot water as an end use. So let's talk quickly now about who is Jericho Energy Ventures. So Jericho Energy Ventures is a company that envisions a transition towards affordable, accessible, and resilient clean energy with the ability to identify and scale advantage technologies with strategic partners. The company wants to devote resources throughout the hydrogen value chain, focusing primarily on production and end-use markets. Its most current project includes a patented hydrogen-based heat and steam boiler aiming to decarbonize an approximately $30 billion market. In fact, they recently acquired all the assets of Hydrogen Technologies Incorporated. HTI appears to hold robust intellectual property for a breakthrough high-temperature dynamic combustion chamber boiler that may enable zero-emissions hydrogen to generate heat, hot water, high-temperature steam, and combine heat and power through a closed-loop process. So let's see what their CEO had to say. So Brian Williamson, who is the CEO of Jericho, supported by the global shift of regulators, investors, and consumers towards decarbonization, hydrogen is receiving unprecedented interest and investments. Given Jericho's recent acquisition of Hydrogen Technologies' novel and patented hydrogen-based clean H2 system, we are pleased to see industry reports outlining the incredible process and macro tailwinds pushing hydrogen as a zero-carbon fuel and feedstock required to meet our global sustainability goals. Our HTI Clean H2 Steam DCC boiler solution provides zero emissions while remaining cost competitive with traditional hydrocarbon boiler systems. How much of a game changer could hydrogen be? So let's take a look at the 5 reasons. So enable large-scale efficient renewable energy integration. Number 2, distribute energy across sectors and regions. Number 3, act as a buffer to increase electric grid system resilience. Number 4, decarbonize transport at 14%. And number 5, decarbonize industry energy use 20%. So here's HTI's technology. So HTI's technology offers a clean zero emissions energy solution for the industrial boiler market. Breakthrough high temperature boiler that enables zero emissions hydrocarbon to generate heat, steam, and combined heat and power. 30% greater efficiency than traditional hydrocarbon boilers with 97% boiler thermal efficiency. Eliminates all NOx and CO2 emissions through a closed loop combustion process. And finally, total cost of production, so that's dollar per pound of steam, equivalent to current industrial boiler market. So guys, we're going to take a quick look at the technology. So it appears to have been awarded the Solar Impulse Efficient Solutions label in 2019, potentially requires no air permit with water as the only byproduct, likely eliminates all NOx, SOx, and CO2 emissions through a closed loop combustion process, claims to produce at a roughly 30% greater efficiency than traditional fossil fuel boilers, with a nearly 97% overall boiler thermal efficiency, seems to be cost effective to traditional hydrocarbon boiler systems based on the total cost of production, that is dollar per pound of steam. So here's a little bit of information about the product overview and the market. Like I said, the link is in the description. Feel free to check that out if you are interested in this article. Of course, you can also do your own research when it comes to the company via Google or whichever other source, or whichever way you do your own personal research and due diligence, as that is always encouraged, as these videos are not financial advice. But the last thing we're going to take a look at is a quick look at the patented technology. So the DCC combustion can potentially produce an exothermic reaction between pure hydrogen and pure oxygen by creating only local reaction heat and water. Water immediately flashes to superheated steam in this 5,000 degrees environment, encountering the boiler tubes, effectively transferring heat to the boiler shell to potentially create cycle steam for heat and power. Requires no smokestack and thus no need for FD or ID fans, lowering parasitic load, increasing efficiency and O&M costs. So Very interesting technology. As we know, this push towards green energy, saving the environment, obviously it's a good thing. And there's obviously a lot of, and recently, we have seen quite a lot of capital flow into this sector. So it's an interesting company with an interesting technology. If you are interested, I highly encourage you to do your own research and due diligence. Take a look at the company if it is something that catches your eye. And that's it for the introduction, guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. Drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think about the company, about the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please, for full disclosure details, always remember that this is a sponsored video. Check the description down below for full disclosure details, along with thoroughly reading our disclaimer in the description, and always remembering that these videos are not financial advice. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Always remember Departures Capital and Departures stocks are for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. Don't buy or sell a stock because you heard it on here. Buy or sell a stock because you've done your research, you've done your thorough due diligence, and you're making your own personal investment decisions for yourself. This video is not financial advice. We'll see you guys in our next video.